to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring the gospel, Gamecocks, every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Hey, we got to go today, y'all. We got a good one today, y'all. We talking about this old SEC, ACC women's challenge that's going down. And just announced, and it is going to be spectacular. It's going to be great for women's basketball. It's going to be great for the sport. It's going to be great for so many different things. But in particular, it's going to be great for the South Carolina women's basketball team because South Carolina is continuing to play a amazing schedule. Strength of schedule has been a thing that I talk about quite a bit. I talk about strength of schedule all the time because I think it matters. I think it matters because, everybody's not in the same playing field. Everybody's not playing the type schedule. Everybody's not in the same type conference. But I love when you have these, conference versus conference. I love how you have this because you get some matchups that you usually don't see. Now, South Carolina is going to be playing Louisville. Louisville is a great basketball team. Perennial NCAA tournament team, and it's going down on December the 4th. But that's not it. It is some really good games that we're going to have to check out on December 3rd and December 4th. It's on two separate days. First of all, we're talking about what's the team? LSU. LSU is going to be playing some Duke. You know I love that. I can't wait to see Malaysia Fulwiley and Flage, Michaela Williams, and Grace Knox and Tessa Johnson and Divine Birch. All those great basketball players are playing against Duke. Can't wait to see that. Notre Dame versus Ole Miss. I have an affection for Ole Miss. I do. I want to see what Notre Dame looks like without Olivia Miles and multiple other players that's not on that team anymore. You got Clemson, Alabama. You got North Carolina and Texas, Kentucky, Miami, North Carolina State, Oklahoma. You got some really good matchups. But this is a South Carolina women's basketball team. Sure. Three-time national champions. So we're going to talk about Carolina taking on Louisville. Kind of like a pregame, because it's several months before this game actually take place. But because some of our the fans, the peeps don't know Louisville as well as some of these SEC squads, we kind of introduce Louisville to the table. They got to come to the stage and introduce themselves. Louisville is a very formidable opponent for the South Carolina women's basketball team. Let's begin there. Louisville has the capability of beating South Carolina. Did I mention that the game will be in Louisville? Did I mention that? It ain't going to be in Colonial Life Arena. So this game is deeper than 4. And this is after playing UCLA, Duke, and Texas during Thanksgiving week. Round robin type tournament. This is after playing Southern Cal in mid-November in LA. Non-conference schedule for South Carolina is crazy scary for this basketball team. And in this video, we're going to break down the strengths and the weaknesses of both teams, more in particular, the strengths and the weaknesses of the Louisville ACC basketball team. Do I think South Carolina going to secure a victory versus Louisville? Absolutely, I do. Come on now, this Captain Will you're talking about. I for sure. I wouldn't be here on a Thursday afternoon if I didn't feel that way. But make no mistake about it. Louisville ain't gonna just roll over and show their belly and just quit. That ain't gonna happen with Louisville. They're gonna play some basketball. And last season they played basketball. They finished 24-10. They finished 12-6 in the conference. They finished overall, 23rd in that ranking. They lost to Notre Dame in the ACC tournament quarterfinal. They lost in a big upset versus Middle Tennessee. It was Middle Tennessee State or Middle Tennessee in the first round of the playoffs. First round of the NCAA tournament. Middle Tennessee, I think they went 30-5 and shot Louisville. Louisville 37th in strength of schedule. When you play a good strength of schedule and 37th strength of schedule, a good strength of schedule, you're going to lose some games that you may not necessarily always lose but it happens. Quadrant 1 region, they were 6-9. They won some, they lost some. They weren't a great basketball team, but they were a competitive basketball team. They had some good wins. They beat Duke by 17 points. They beat Notre Dame by 7 points. They beat Gonzaga by 11 points. They played some good teams and they beat some of those good teams. So they last year was a good season for them. Offensive rating, they finished 41st in the country. I always talk about offensive rating and defensive rating. You show me any basketball team, and I look at their offensive rating, I look at their defensive rating, I look at their strength of schedule, I look at their strength of conference. I can tell you with a pretty good whether or not they're a good basketball team and whether or not they're going to win some of these close games. We're going to play well against those tough opponents. And Louisville, having a 41st strength of schedule, 41st offensive rating, they were pretty solid. Now, defensively, this is where they had some hang-ups. They were 92nd in the country in terms of defensive rating. This is why they lost some of the games that they probably shouldn't have lost, because they didn't defend as well. They weren't an elite defending team. So they ran into some opponents who scored the basketball very well against them. This is why they were 23rd in the country. This is why they were 24-10. This is why they didn't go to that top echelon in the ACC and in the NCAA tournament. Now, 24-10 ain't nothing to sneeze about whatsoever, but they lost some key components of their basketball team when they played the University of South Carolina. I mean, Olivia Cochran, she gone. She led the team in minutes. She was 6'4" forward, 6'3" forward. She averaged 27 minutes per game, almost a double-double with 10.7 rebounds and assists and steal. She's gone. She's no longer there. And matter of fact, Jayla Williams, she's gone. 5'9" guard, 822 minutes per basketball game. She averaged 25 minutes per game. She got you 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Very solid basketball player. She's gone too. They lost some key components of their basketball team. 4 out of the top 5 players in terms of minutes played are gone. Jada Curry, a 5'6" guard, played 797 minutes, played 30 minutes per basketball game, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Their leading scorer of the basketball is gone. Finally, Nyla Harris, 6'2" forward, 9 points, 5 rebounds, averaged 24 minutes per basketball game. She is gone. Does Louisville, who went 24-10, has the requisite components, has the requisite capability to compete? That's the thing. Can they compete with the South Carolina women's basketball team when it comes December the 4th? Can they do that? Because they, like I said before, they lost four key cogs to their basketball team playing against the University of South Carolina, three-time national champions. Carolina lost a lot too. Carolina lost 3 draft picks in the WNBA, but make no mistake about it, Carolina also brought in some extreme talent that's going to be looking to show up and show out. Yes, Tiana Powell went to the Atlanta Dream. Yes, Sanaya Fagan went to the Los Angeles Sparks. Yes, Breezy Hall went to the Indiana Fever. Now she's playing this 3-on-3 league. Everybody is that we had, and Powell and Fagan and Bree are gone. But I believe that Carolina got better. I believe that the acquisition of Ta'Niya Latson, I believe that the acquisition of Madina Okot, I believe that acquisition of Ayla McDowell and Agot has made the South Carolina women's basketball team better. as I look for Chloe to improve, as I look for Joyce to improve, Tessa Johnson to improve. Yes, we lost Malaysia for a while at LSU, but I still believe this basketball team is better than this time last year. I do. And this time last year, Captain Will was saying that this is the best basketball team that Carolina's ever had on paper. That didn't come to fruition this past season, but this team that we have now is more than enough to win a national championship. This is why Carolina is tied with UConn, according to the Vegas odds, of winning a national championship. Both teams are plus 390, according to Vegas, to not only repeat that title game, but neck and neck to win the championship. But again, this is about Louisville. It's about Louisville. This is about this big game with Louisville as they play the South Carolina women's basketball team on December the 4th. Now, they brought in some transfers. They lost several players, but they brought in a few transfers to help, lessen that blow. One of them in particular, who I think is going to play well in this system, is Laurie Ziegler. Laurie Ziegler went to St. Joe's, averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 6'2" forward. She's an outstanding basketball player, as she was an outstanding basketball player for St. Joe's. And I think she's going to be a very good basketball player for Louisville going forward. Now, she got to ball. She got to compete, especially to stay with South Carolina. You got Raina Scott, 5'10" guard, played with Oklahoma, got 5 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She's going to be asked to do a whole lot in this upcoming season for Louisville. And finally, Skylar Jones, 6 foot forward, went to Arizona. She averaged about 11 points, 3 rebounds, couple of assists, couple of steals. I think she led Arizona in steals last season. Those 3 players are going to be some key factors of how Louisville competes next season. This will determine if Louisville can stay with the Gamecocks 15 to 20 points. Those 3 players right there. Yes, Louisville recruited well during that 2024 cycle. They had one of the best recruiting class during that 2024 cycle. They got to start producing. Monty Berry, who was 19 ranked, 5'10" guard. She got a ball. McKinley Randolph, who's 23rd ranked, 6 foot forward. She has to ball. Tatiana Roberts, she got a ball. She was 24th ranked, a guard, 5'9", 5'10". She has the ball. Gilbert Arenas' daughter, she transferred out. So now they got 3 out of the 4 who were returning to the South Carolina, to Louisville basketball team. They got to produce, because in that 2025 class that they just had, it wasn't all peaches and cream. It wasn't all pig feet and sweet tea. They got one player in that 2025 class that's of reference. 78th ranked player, 6'4" forward. She's a 4-star recruit. Not looking for her to step in and get great minutes for this basketball team, but got this foreign player from Ukraine. I'm not going to attempt to say about her name, but she has been playing international ball for a while. She's 6'3" forward. Louisville got a lot of moving pieces for this upcoming year. When you lose 4 players who had the most minutes on your basketball team, you're bringing in 3 pretty good transfers. They got to contribute. You're looking for those 5 players that you recruited over the 2024 class and the 2025 class to jump in and ball out. And your task this upcoming season is playing the South Carolina women's basketball team. Good luck. Good luck. Because the strength of this basketball team ain't changed. The strength of this basketball team has gotten better. Defensively, Carolina will be better. This is a team that was 12th overall in defensive rating. Okay, you add in Madina Okot, who was number 1, number 2 ranked player in defensive rating at 6'6" to the South Carolina women's basketball team. That's going to help out a whole lot. Carolina was top 3, top 4 in terms of offensive rating. You add in the leading scorer of the basketball in the country, in Ta'Niya Latson. That's going to help out a lot. Chloe Kitts, who I predict is going to be an all-SEC player this upcoming season, will be better. Joyce Edwards, who I predict could be all-American, will be better. Tessa Johnson will be getting more minutes. Maddy McDaniel will be getting more minutes. I look for a rejuvenated Raven Johnson to come in this season and take over like she did her sophomore year. I believe she is going to be an all-SEC player. Like, Cap, you're talking about a whole lot of players going to be all-SEC. Yes, I believe that completely. This year will be dominant by the South Carolina women's basketball team. Louisville, good luck trying to guard, trying to stop, and trying to defend the South Carolina women's basketball team. I look forward to playing Louisville on December the 4th. Can't wait for it. The non-conference schedule is coming out. There are being more and more nuggets dropped, seem like every week. You got South Florida that came out last week talking about going to play them on December 18th. Basketball, can't wait for it. I know this is NBA season, WNBA season, blah, 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 blah. But this is South Carolina women's basketball. And that's the only basketball that I give a damn about. Today, I just can't wait. This includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you the gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you're now rocking with the best. Since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man.
J-Rock, did this